If you can't explain something simply, you don't understand it well enough. Hey, I'm Nivya and I hope you're doing good. Today I'm going to review the book Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. For all the people who know who Jay Shetty is, well and fine, but for the people who do not know him, he's a very famous YouTuber, plus has a huge fan following on Insta, Facebook, all social media, and is a host on a podcast. But beyond all this, he's a former monk. He was practicing to become a monk for 3 years. And in this particular book, Think Like a Monk, he has shared a lot of experiences that he had gone through in that particular 3 years. Before I tell you what exactly this book is about, let me tell you who exactly can read this book. So this book is written in very simple language, so any beginner can definitely pick this book up and read. Similarly, children can also pick this book up and read. Like if you're 13 plus aged, you can definitely read this book if you want to better yourself spiritually. I read this book or listened to this book via Audible, and that's because the narrator of the book was none other than Jay Shetty himself. And I've always told this, in my previous videos as well, that when you are able to listen to the book from the author's voice, it's altogether a different experience, which I personally love. Similarly, there's a part of meditation in this book which becomes much more clearer when we are listening to it, and that's why I would definitely prefer you guys also to go ahead and probably listen to this book from Audible itself. Also, there is an accompanying PDF, which I'm pretty much sure is there in the physical book as well, wherein you need to answer a few questions, post which you'll get to understand which Vedic personality you fall under, as to whether you are a guide, a creator, a maker, or a leader. And after answering these questions, I found myself being marked as a guide. So let me know if you have answered these questions after going through this book, and through the comment section, definitely let me know which Vedic personality you fall into. It's definitely fun to know it, right? Alright, so now let's speak about what exactly this book is all about. As the book's name suggests, Think Like a Monk, this book is more of a self-help, non-fictional book which helps you grow more towards a spiritual side. And the book is basically divided into 3 sections. The first one is Let Go, the second one is Grow, and the third one is Give. But apart from these 3 sections, there is a section which is specifically for meditation as well. In fact, the meditation part is also divided into 3, which I'll speak about later. So let's speak about the first part right now, Let Go. So when you hear Let Go and Think Like a Monk and collaborate them together, what ideally comes into our mind is letting go happiness, right? Monks cannot be in social media, they cannot watch TV, so it's like letting go happiness. But no, it's about happiness within yourself, how to discover them, how to be happy within your own values, and not by external objects like TV or social media. And so it's about letting go fear, procrastination, overthinking, all such weird thoughts. That's the things that need to actually go, let go. In the entire book, the author has used a lot of quotes from other people, and one such quote about fear is that fear doesn't prevent death, it prevents life. So fear basically is a warning signal or a flag towards danger. But it's about how you use it. Do you use it as a hopeless and overwhelming thought, or whether you use it as a way of motivation to start something new? That's what the author is speaking about, let go fear. And one another thing which we should definitely let go is gossiping. An author has shared one of his experiences in this book, which I really could relate to, so I thought I'll share it with you guys as well. So he is mentioning once when he was in the ashram for these 3 years while he was practicing to be a monk, there was one monk in the ashram, in the Mumbai ashram, where he was complaining about every small thing, like about his room, about the washroom, everything. He used to complain about the food. And Jay Shetty used to keep listening to all this, and he felt really pestered and frustrated with all these negativity that he was hearing too. But what happened ultimately is that Jay Shetty himself started complaining about this monk to other monks, stating, he just keeps complaining about everything. Now what happens is he's just repeating the same thing, right? The other monk is complaining about a set of things, and now Jay Shetty is complaining about him. So it's just a whirlpool kind of process, which shouldn't happen. And that's about letting go gossip. Now, speaking about the second section, grow, what you need to grow is basically a purpose in your life to live, a routine, and live without ego. So what the author is telling about routine is that time has memory and location has energy. So in my earlier video also about Why We Sleep, a book by Matthew Walker, even Matthew Walker was stating the same about sleep. Try to sleep at the same time every day, because again time has memory, and then it becomes kind of a habit wherein your body exactly knows that it's time to sleep. Now it's not about sleep alone, but for everything try to maintain that routine. It will really help you. Now, speaking about the third section, give, that's gratitude, I loved one statement which Jay Shetty has mentioned in this book, and that is, thank the ordinary, especially the ordinary. I loved it. I mean, I've heard previously as well people stating something similar, which is like, it's not about loving the people who can be loved, like your family, your close ones, your friends. No, it's not about loving them. It's about loving the strangers whom you really do not even know. Same as what in fact Jay Shetty is mentioning. Like, it's not about thanking something that happens unusual in your life. For example, when you get a promotion, you go ahead and thank your manager. No, it's not about that. It's about thanking very normal, ordinary things that's happening in your life. For example, water, food, what you get. It's about thanking the nature. That makes it all of a difference. So these are the three sections which is explained in this book, but apart from these three sections, as I mentioned earlier, he has also spoken about meditation, and again that is also divided into three sections. The first one is about deep breathing, the second one is about visualizing, and the third one is about chanting. And as I again mentioned earlier, because I listened to this book via Audible, it was much more easier to relate to it, because it was very easy to practice the meditation part when you're actually listening to it rather than reading it. So that's about this book. And to conclude as to whether you need to buy this book and read this book, what I would say is, see, there's not much of new fresh components in this book. As I stated, he has taken a lot of quotes from other people. He has written a lot of things that you can see in other self-help books as well. But if you want to know what exactly the experiences that he went through in those 3 years as a monk, then definitely you need to pick this book up, because you cannot find his experiences in any other books, right? Plus, if you are a beginner to self-help book, definitely what I would suggest is pick this book up, because it's like a summary of reading a lot of other books, because there are a lot of things that are common in other books which you can find here. So it's like you read one book and you get all of it. So that's why I would say for beginners, definitely this is a mandatory book for self-help. So this is Nivya signing off. Until we meet next time, keep reading a lot of books. Bye, take care, happy reading.